Hello, are you trying to find a way to help your young kids read more books? As a parent, this was something I'm struggling with too. And in today's video, I'm sharing practical tips and personal experiences on how to help your kids build a habit and muscle to read books. So as a parent, we all want to foster a love for reading, but sometimes it's not easy as we hope. And why it is so important helping our children develop a reading habit. So developing a reading habit is one of the best gifts we can give to them. Encouraging reading at early age can sparkle a lifelong love for learning and critical thinking. And in today's fast-paced and tech-driven world, right, the ability to think deeply and see the bigger picture and ask meaningful questions are more important than ever. And we all know that reading is essential, but the real question is, how do we help them to build their reading muscle? So I have tried a few different methods to encourage my child to read. For instance, I kept consistent bedtime reading routine, which still helps us to bond. But as she grows older, I want her to start reading on her own. And another effort I made was to visit the library regularly together, and then I let her choose her own books. But however, many of the books she picked didn't hold her interest. I also noticed that how much time she spent watching videos rather than reading books. Despite of all this, I still couldn't get her to read books daily. But here, what I learned, the key is to create at least one or two joyful reading experiences. Once a kid feels the joy and excitement of reading, then it doesn't feel like a heavy burden anymore. One of my personal goals for my daughter this year, which I wrote in my journal, was that she experienced the joy of reading. And that's when I came across a comment on one of YouTube videos suggesting paying kids for reading. I thought, why not try? So this is how it works. In our household, we already give her weekly pocket money to teach her about money management. So we introduced a system where she earns her pocket money by reading. She reads a book and then shares the story with us and summarize it. Then afterward, I give her pocket money. So as a first, she picked a book which she already read at school and she summarized it. And then I gave her first pocket money. And then she immediately used some portion of her money to buy accessory of her online game. Since then, I have seen her read 3 books in a week. And sometimes even while riding in a car, she reads books. And it's been an amazing change to see. I made sure she always have plenty of books to choose from. First, I get books from libraries. And in order to save my time to often visiting a library, I use place a hold option on the library website so that I look up the book and then I place a hold. When I get the notification from library, the book is ready to pick up, then I go visit library and then pick them up. The purpose here is to help her to feel the joy of reading book and also accomplishment of finishing a book. So I intentionally checked out the books from library 1 or 2 grade or lower than her grade, so that it must be a little bit easier to read through and then finishing book reading. And another point is I make sure to include a variety of genre books like graphic novels, classic, poetry, adventure, and animal themed books. And if she found certain books boring, she told me, oh, these books are not fun, then I simply return immediately and then refresh her book selection. Then surprisingly, a few days ago, she picked up a really thick Andersen's fairy tale book. I mean, no picture, only text, and it was a big leap. And then I see this is amazing changes after we apply this new awarding system by her reading book. And then one more effort I made is that I also share my own reading experiences to inspire her. So for example, I recently read Human Acts by Han Gang, the 2024 Nobel Prize winner in literature. So I told her how challenging it was for me to read this book, because whenever I open this book and read it, I feel like real pain of each character who went through the 1980 in Korea, the martial law time when they do democratic riots. I started noticing a big change, and now when I I open her room, I often find her reading a book, and she proudly tells me she finished reading one book. This is very simple system, rewarding her for reading and provide diverse books and then share my own experience, has really helped kickstart her reading habit and build her reading muscle. So as a conclusion, that like many parents, I always wanted to help my kids build a reading habit and feel close to books. And I will share the new approach that has been or worked for us. I hope it inspires you too. And if you have any tip or experience helping your kids find the joy of reading, please share them in the comments below. And let's nurture their curiosity and love for books and its gift that lasts a lifetime. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.